Ladies and gentlemen, class is back in session. Yes, I am your teacher, Mr. Brat Jackson, with the assistant principal, Chad Legiberty. Welcome to episode number 33 of Brat Said That, early morning edition. Do you know why we're coming on here at 9 a.m. on the West Coast? Because it is the most wonderful time of the year. It is a Royal Rumble today. And as a West Coaster, it starts at 11 a.m. since they're in Saudi. So, good morning and happy afternoon to everybody that is watching. Because today is the day, it's really the best day of the year. Royal Rumble. I love it. I'm not going to just keep repeating myself, but yes, it is today. It is in a few hours. And I wanted to come on here. I wanted to get one out of the way to talk about this day. And I have a lot to say. Hey. But we're going to dive right into it. We're going to throw over the top rope, and we're going to talk about tonight's Royal Rumble, or today's Royal Rumble. Oh, what do we got? Where should we start? I just woke up. I rolled out of bed. I slicked my hair back. I made sure my mustache looks good. And today is... Should we start about predictions? Should we go over the card? This is so much to talk about. Just like the Royal Rumble, this show is in chaos already. But, we'll look at the Royal Rumble itself today. Okay, let's just do that. Let's make it simple. We'll talk about our predictions. We'll talk about what's the lead up to it. We'll talk about Saudi. They had SmackDown last night. And, very, very empty chairs. A lot of empty chairs there, guys. I don't know what's going on there. But I'm sure that place will be packed tonight to the gills. Now, we know it is going to be the... Little breaking news today. We got a little breaking Royal Rumble news. Let's get breaking news sound here. Breaking news, everybody. That was lame. They added 2 matches to the Royal Rumble today. They added on the pre-show. They got, let's see, where was it? Come on. They got the New Day, and Grayson Waller facing the Motor City Machine Guns and Shinsuke Nakamura. Wow. Alex Shelley, Chris Sabin, and Shinsuke Nakamura, sign me up. And then they have the Wyatt Six, Dexter Lumis and Joe Gracie versus the MFTs, Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga. So, those are going to be in the dark match or kickoff show, whatever they do. But then they have, of course, AJ Styles versus Gunther. Is this going to be AJ Styles' last match in the WWE? Probably is. It probably is. And then Drew McIntyre versus Sami Zayn for the undisputed WWE Championship. Will Sami win the big one? Probably not. And then the men's and women's Royal Rumble. We talked about the participants last show, but we've got some more names. Now, the Beast, Brock Lesnar, he called Pat McAfee and said, Pat, I'm going to Saudi, I'm entering the Rumble, and I'm going to win it for a 3rd time. Please no. And then on SmackDown, Damian Priest, Trick Williams, The Miz, Ilya Dragunov, and Matt Cardona all announced their participation. Now, we've got 22 out of 30 entrants. A lot of surprises. Now, for the women, a lot of people just announced last week. Now, here's the thing. I do want to point out. Now, I am not going to get into anybody's cultural decisions or how they live, but the women are all bundled up from head to toe. Apparently, over in Saudi, they don't like when women show more than they should show in America. So that is just a little bit I just want to point out there, But it's still going to be a great women's match. I'm looking forward to it. Now, I got to talk about this. Now, my best friend Terrell is coming over, as he does every year, to watch the Rumble. We've watched like 8 out of the last 10 Rumbles together. And I told him, Terrell, now that I'm a big podcaster on the rise, we're going to film the shows. We're going to have a watch along together. And he's like, okay. So, I don't know if we're going to do it both Rumbles, the men and the women. We'll definitely do the men's. No disrespect to the women, but I think this would be just something slow, something nice. Because, AKA, I don't want to be away from my phone for that long. To have my phone, when I record this, is on do not disturb mode. So, in case I need to get in contact with Babe, she ain't here. She took the dogs to the family house. A little upset about that, but, she gets to see this ugly face 7 days a week. She gets to see her family for one day. But, yeah, we're going to record the men's. We're going to have a watch along, and then I got so much in the can, so much coming to you that you can't understand. Now, we talked about the men's and women's who's in the match, the entries, who's announced. Now, here's our little predictions. We got a few names I'm going to throw out there. Tell me how likely they are, okay? So I'm going to start from bottom to top. Now, we have NJPW's Evil. Yes, Evil. Great name. He is supposed to debut in the WWE pretty soon. Now, do you do it at the Rumble? That'd be awesome. They talk about Seth Rollins coming back. Listen, I think it's too early. Seth Rollins, if he's not going to win the Rumble, why come back? Come back, make your... even if you come back tomorrow and, stomp Ron Breaker or something, I think we can leave that spot to somebody else. LA Knight, yeah, I would like to see him come back. Absolutely. Paige, a.k.a. Soraya, pretty much a confirm. Not a confirm, but she'll pretty much come back. I'm looking forward to that. I've never been a huge Paige fan. Something about going to AEW kind of makes me diminish my love for you just a little bit. Nothing, no disrespect. This is before I fell in love with AEW once again. But yeah, it'd be great to see Paige come back. Powerhouse Hobbs, a.k.a. Royce Keys, definitely do it. Definitely do it. And then, of course, the Ayatollah of rock and roller, the Millennial Man, the learning tree. If you don't think Chris Jericho is coming back tonight, well, guess what? You just made the list. Yes, a gimmick he did 10 years ago. Chris Jericho is it's rumored, it's out there, and it should be Chris Jericho. So Chris Jericho, I gotta give him a Y2J out of 10. Powerhouse Hobbs and Paige, out of those, I definitely think, let me know who else you think is gonna debut or come back or be in the Rumble. You know what? Who's not gonna be in the Rumble? And this is what upsets me. Okay, you got the World Heavyweight Champion CM Punk. What is he doing? He's not wrestling. He's not in the Rumble. Oh, speaking about CM Punk, let's take it back. We're most likely going to see AJ Lee in her first Rumble. Probably eliminate Becky. We'll talk more about what I want to see in the Rumble in a little bit. But Punk's not going to defend the World Heavyweight Championship. He should. He shouldn't be on the kickoff show or the panel or anything. He's had phenomenal matches, no pun intended, with AJ Styles and Finn Balor. You could have done something with him today. But we'll see. I haven't seen the show yet. Brastradamus is, I don't know. By the way, you like my shirt? Sleepaway Camp. Fantastic horror movie. Go check it out. Definitely one of those late 80s, that's a great, when horror movies were horror movies, at peak. But yeah, CM Punk, what is he doing? What is he doing? He'll be there. I saw him with my 4 eyes. But one person we're not going to see is Ava. Yes, Ava, a.k.a. Baby Rock, a.k.a. the daughter of The Rock, a.k.a. Ava Johnson. I think her name is Simone Johnson. She left NXT. She was a general manager. Now, she's a rock star, so whatever she wants to do, she's got to be able to achieve that. But I thought she was doing a good job. A lot of people are like, she has no personality. She's still, I liked her. But she's decided to pursue other things, so good luck in the future. Your dad is one of the most famous people on the planet, so yeah, you got a good fallback plan there, kid. But speaking about NXT, we talked about it a few weeks ago. The NXT Championship was vacated by Oba Femi. And then they announced a 6-man ladder match. Now it's a 7-man ladder match. And the participants in that match on February 3rd will be Deion Lennox, Keanu Carver, Shiloh Hill, Jackson Drake, and Shawn Legacy. 5 names that I'm not really familiar with. I'm not. But of course, Ricky Saints and Joe Hendry. I like that the field is set. Besides, I've said it thousands of times, and I'm going to say it 1,000 times more. If you're a wrestling promoter, you put the belt on Ricky Saints. But I would like to see a new NXT champion. Maybe Joe Hendry. He's doing great things. Shiloh Hill, I think he came off that LFT show. Or LFG. Deion Lennox, Keanu Carver, Jackson Drake. Hey, anybody with the name Jackson, I got to go for. So we'll see. That's in a couple of days. I think it's Wednesday. We'll check it out. Or Tuesday. Funny thing though. During, I guess, one of these 7,000 lead-up shows to the Royal Rumble, they leaked a graphic saying Braun Breaker was number 1. Now, I'm sure they're going to change that now that it got leaked out there, but I think he should have been number 1. I think Adam Pearce should have been like, Braun Breaker, I'm going to lift your suspension, and you're going to go to the Royal Rumble, and I'm going to make you number 1. Come on, Adam. Have a little chutzpah to you. You're the general manager, former NWA champion. Babe asked me, did Adam Pearce ever wrestle? And I'm like, hit the highlight reel, former NWA champion. But yeah, Braun Breaker, you can probably come at number 1. So we got so much to talk about. I'm so excited. I'm looking at the rundown here. So also too, got to give it out to my guys at bodyslam.net. Gotten really close to those guys lately. Been cracking jokes in the Twitter DMs. But I wrote the best Rumbles of all time. My top 10 Rumbles. Did pretty good on Twitter. Go check me out. Brat Said That X. Now I did the worst. You take the good, you take the bad. You take the good, you take the bad. And that's the facts of the Rumble. Yeah. Check it out. It's on bodyslam.net. I'll link it down there on the description. I have fun with these. Now, I don't think I'm going to get the other 2 articles out that I've been writing. I wrote one about the best non-Rumble of every show. I only got up to 2004. And then I wrote an article. Now, hear me out before you say something. Is the Rumble worth winning? Now, why would you say, Brad, of course it is. You're going to go headline WrestleMania and live your boyhood dream. Well, sometimes you don't. Sometimes the runner-up has a better Rumble or has a better path to WrestleMania than you. So, yeah, that was a fun write-up. Shawn Michaels, I'm telling you, he might be Mr. WrestleMania, but he's also Mr. Royal Rumble. Speaking about somebody who wants to be Mr. Royal Rumble, but he kind of got a little booed last night. Cody Rhodes. Yes, Cody Rhodes said, I'm going to win the Rumble 3 times. And we're like, no. None of that adrenaline in your soul for a 3rd Rumble there, Cody. Now, I love Cody Rhodes. He is a prominent figure in this household. Every time his song comes out, adrenaline in my soul. I don't want to sing it and get copyrighted. But, we go, whoa. It's cute. We're adorable. But yeah, Cody Rhodes, I don't want to see him win 3 times. I want to see Jacob Fatu or Drew or something like that come in, eliminate him. But yeah. Now, if you think who I want to win the Rumble, now who I personally want to win the Rumble and who I think is going to win the Rumble are two different things. I personally want me to win the Rumble, obviously. But my plane to Saudi left late and I overslept. But, I mean, if you look at, like, the Rumble and who's in it, you know, my heart, like, it would be cool to see Obafemi win. Like, how dope would that be? Obafemi wins, shows dominance. A lot of people talking about Braun Breaker winning. You know, Jacob Fatu. Jay can go back and back-to-back. Gunter can end AJ Styles' career, then win the Rumble. But, like I said, I think the person who's going to win the Rumble is going to be Roman Reigns. Yes, I think he's going to win his second Rumble. You know, I think that's the best choice right now. You know, Roman's won the worst Rumble of all time. Spoilers of my article. But I think he's going to win it. You know, I think it's going to come down to him and Braun Breaker. Maybe have a reverse 2004 between Batista and Roman. And now it's Roman and Braun. Yeah, you know, and I'll be excited for anybody. I love all my participants the same, like they said. Except Logan Paul. But for the women too, I was up in the air because I think Tiffany Stratton's gonna come back and win it. You know, we haven't seen her in months. I personally want Jordan Grace to win it. She's already feuding with the Storm Lady, Jade Cargill. I don't know, I forgot her name. It's early in the morning, 9 o'clock. I haven't had my Red Bull yet. Sugar free. But yeah, you know, it is what it is. I'm gonna enjoy it. Asuka's in it, Bayley's in it. Raquel Rodriguez has a really good chance of winning it, especially since she's been beating up Stephanie Vasquez, who's not in it, who won't be in it. So either any of these women, I'm looking forward. I think Tiffany Stratton's gonna win. I do. You know, it'd be cool. You know what time it is? It's Tiffy time. But that is the Rumble. We're gonna be live for the men's Rumble. Yeah, come hang out. It's gonna be fun. I miss having Rumble parties. I didn't really invite anybody over. I always invite Terrell because he's kind of like always a +1. But yeah, I don't know. Other people are just about to have babies, and I don't talk to other people. So that is that. Do got to give out a congratulatory to CM Punk. Yes, CM Punk was named the cover athlete for the WWE 2K26 game. You know, those games come out every year. I gotta be honest, okay? I gotta give a shout out to a very successful YouTuber. So it's probably never gonna reach this guy. His name is Troy Dan. He's from Canada. He goes to all the shows. He filmed himself playing the Royal Rumble. Every game, he put himself in the Rumble, randomized it, put it on hard or easier. But it was just funny. He's just a funny dude. I don't know if it's maybe because I was enjoying myself. But yeah, that is it was a funny dude. Funny dude. So now we're gonna have to do something, okay? I was gonna do this show last night or yesterday. And we do this new segment where the old past calls me and I pick up the phone and we talk about it. Now, we just need to pretend that this show was filmed yesterday, okay? So, bear with me when I do this segment, okay? Oh, the phone's ringing. What a shocker. Hello? Why are you still ringing after I picked you up? Okay. Really? 21 years ago. Are you serious? Wow. Okay. Okay. Alright, I'll let him know. Okay. Thank you. There we go, kids. We're going back in time for January 30th. Because, yes, today is January 30th. And 21 years ago, I can't believe I'm saying this. 21 years ago was the Royal Rumble 2005. Now, why am I picking out this Rumble for 2005? Because A, it fell on yesterday's date, and I want to talk about it. And 2, it had one of the craziest endings of all time. Now, we remember how it ended. Batista and John Cena, before they were mega stars, before they were mega movie stars, before they were the beloved wrestlers that we love today, future Hall of Famers, they were battling out as a final 2, and Batista picked up John Cena. They tumbled over the top rope, and they landed on the same time. Now, let me tell you, they landed at the same time. Now, everybody's like, that was a mistake, that was a botch. Stop it. It was planned. It was planned, but it was perfect. And then the best thing about that, while the referees are in the ring with Batista and John Cena, one referee puts up Batista's arm, the other referee puts up John Cena's arm, Vince McMahon comes out, he power walks his, this is not supposed to happen on my television show, rah, rah, rah. He slides into the ring, he tears both his quads. He tears both his quads. And he's sitting there and he's like, what's going on? Let's restart the match. And restart the match. Batista yeets John Cena over the top rope. Or actually it's 2005. Nobody yeeted in 2005. He skeeted John Cena. That don't sound right, but 2005. He skeeted John Cena over the top rope. And went on to not only main event WrestleMania, but become the World Heavyweight Champion. But it worked pretty well in John Cena's favor. He went on to become WWE Champion. See, like I talked about earlier in the show, about my is it worth winning the Rumble? You might lose, you might come in the runner-up, but you still might have a good WrestleMania night. And both of them did, and that is why they are in my Today in Sports flashback. So, shout out to them. Now, the Royal Rumble is in a few hours. We still got a lot of show to cover. I do want to talk about a few things. AEW. And we talked about Tommaso Ciampa leaving WWE. Well, guess what? Tommaso Ciampa is all elite. That is right. The Psycho Killer made his debut last Wednesday. I was at the Wiseguys Comedy Club, and I saw it on my phone. I'm like, good for Tommaso. That's a good place to end up. AJ Styles might end up there soon too. So let's see. Tommaso, great wrestler, great character. Mark Briscoe. What a debut. Why did my screen... Where is my classroom? Hello? Go back to my classroom. Oh, I got space now. Okay. We're in space. We're in outer space now. Don't worry. So, usually in school, I was staring into outer space anyway, so... MJF, the world champion of AEW, said stop this bad blood between companies. And I agree with him. Like, we're always like, AEW, Team WWE, yeah, boo boo, go fight. But like, everybody's friends. Everybody wants to see their colleagues succeed, even if they're in different companies. You need Burger King with McDonald's. You need McDonald's with Wendy's. Ooh, Wendy's. Oh, Wendy's. I haven't had Wendy's. I'll be honest, we don't eat fast food. Me and Babe, we're on a health kick. But if I could get Wendy's, I would definitely get my, number 6 spicy chicken sandwich, fries, chicken nuggets, and a Dr. Pepper. But I don't eat that stuff anymore. But yeah, MJF said, stop with the bad blood. He's feuding with Brody King. Brody King's a great guy. Glad to see Brody King in the main event spot. But unfortunately for somebody, Jake Doyle, a.k.a. Jake something, He made his AEW debut just a few weeks ago. Seemed to tear his bicep. Ouch. Yeah, I think he was facing FTR. I didn't really see it, but he did a top rope move, and he's like, I think I tore my bicep. And I never tore my bicep. I don't even know where my bicep is, but hopefully speedy recovery. I think that's what's taking Seth Rollins out too. So bad year for biceps. But a little sad note. Little sad note. You know, I'm talking with bodyslam.net, and I'm really partnering with them. And I was like, hey, can I use the credentials to maybe get some media outlet credentials for AEW? They said yes. I went to go sign up, and I'm a little too late. Early worm does not always catch the wrestling promotion. But yeah, check it out. It's going to be in Las Vegas next week. Dynamite and Collision. Oh, I needed that. But yeah, it's a little stinky boo. But do you want to talk about TNA? I think I got this wrong last time we talked about it. Feast or Fired. I saw the results. It didn't air yet, so I don't remember what I said. But the Feast or Fired results: Trey Miguel, TNA International Championship. I think I said Eddie Edwards or Steve Macklin gets that. Eddie Edwards, TNA World Championship opportunity. Eric Young, TNA X Division Champion. And Steve Macklin is fired. He is fired. Fired. So, it's always fun to see, like, the Feast and Fired. But, you know, I don't know if it's, like, kayfabe firing or, you know, I'm sure they don't fire the guy. It's like, you know, but everything is kind of scripted, as you can see in Unreal Season 2, which, you know, we watched. I'm not like a elitist when it comes to like we need to show we need to keep the fans out backstage, and you know sometimes it's good to see how the magic is done, but that is pretty much just they're showing you everything is done. But before we move on to UFC 325 tonight, we do got to talk about MLW. Major League Wrestling has a new champion. And that is my boy, Killer Kross. Killer Kross, Karrion Kross, Kevin. Great guy. I don't wanna ruin the facade. He is a killer. He is a badass. He should have been a top contender in the WWE, but you know, they don't know what to do with greatness. So he is the MLW champion by winning the Battle Riot. So I haven't checked it out. But I'm gonna for sure. Because Killer Kross is an awesome guy. He's a fantastic wrestler. He's an amazing promo artist. I would love to have him on the show one day. I don't know if you remember me because it's been over almost 10 years ago. But he's given me a lot of opportunities when I was wrestling. Even gave me a nice little time to cut my promo. You know. He's like, hey, Matt, cut your promo in front of Disco Inferno. And I did. And Disco was not impressed. Disco Inferno. But that was a lifetime ago. But we need to look into the future, and the future is bright. UFC 325 is back. Only had to wait a week for the fights. Volkanvoski versus Diego Lopes. Dan Hooker versus Benoit Saint Denis. Give me 1 second. I gotta get something to drink. And we're back. I'm sorry. When you talk a lot, you need a drink. I should have been more prepared. I should have had a water or a... I don't want to drink Coke Zero. It's not even 10 o'clock. But, Volkanovski versus Diego Lopes headlines UFC 325. They last fought in April of 2025. Diego getting a title shot after a huge win against Gene Silver in September. Performance of the night, fight of the night. Volkanovski's on his second reign as Featherweigh Champion. My prediction, I gotta give it to Volkanvoski, 2-time Featherweight Champion. He's got the hometown advantage, so I really think Volkanovski's gonna move and win, and probably gonna be another decision, but. And then we got the co-main event, Dan Hooker versus Benoit Saint Denis. Now Hooker 24-13. Coming off a quick submission loss in November in Qatar against Armin Tsarukyan. Benoit Saint Denis, 16-3-1, 4-fight win streak. I gotta give it to Benoit Saint Denis. I think Dan Hooker, he is definitely a great fighter, but he's one of those fighters that have not moved from that gatekeeper position. Yeah, so. It's going to be a great fight, though. That's going to be an awesome co-main event. I think this whole card is looking really good. Then you also have another lightweight fight. Sorry, excuse me. Rafael Fiziev versus Mauricio Ruffy. Fiziev, I think I'm saying that wrong. 13-4, last won a decision against Ignacio Bamondes in June. Bounced back from a 3-fight losing streak. But he lost to Gaethje and Gamrot. Gaethje twice, Gamrot once. Ruffy 12-2. Last loss against Benoit Saint Denis by submission in September, which stopped a 5-fight winning streak. Now, these two, they're trying to get to the next level. But I think Rafael Fiziev will win this fight. Heavyweight championship, not heavyweight championship, I wish. Heavyweight bout, big boys, Tai Tuivasa versus Talison Teixeira. Now, Tuivasa, he's 14-8, but he's coming off 5 losses in a row. Like, if I can quote Booker T, he's 5-time losses in a row. He's one of the most exciting fighters. He drinks beer out of a shoe. But then, Talison Teixeira, we last saw him lose to Derek Lewis in 35 seconds in July. So he's trying to get back on track. I think Teixeira is going to win this and make it 6 losses in a row for Tai Tuivasa. I really do. And then the opening match, I had to look this up because, these respectable UFC fighters, one doesn't have a Wikipedia page. So, Quillan Salkeed, 10-1, Australian, undefeated in the UFC, versus Jamie Malarkey, I think Joe Biden's favorite fighter. 18-8, last win by decision in September after losing 2 in a row. I think we're going to see the Australian take it. I think Killian is going to win. I think he's going to upset. I think that's going to be the upset of the night. But one thing, though, a little not funny thing happened. Aaron Tau, T-A-U, so pronounce that how you will. He was, it was early weigh-ins, and then he got, butt naked, went behind the curtain, and it was 122.5. No, right, 122.5. And it was like, wow, that's pretty low for a weigh-in. Then they're like, let's have you weigh in, put your clothes on, and then it was 129.5. Or 129, which looked like he was caught cheating. At the weigh-ins, Tao additionally used a curtain privacy box and weighed in at 122.5 pounds, 3.5 pounds under the featherweight non-title fight limit. When asked for a second attempt without the box, he then weighed in at 129 pounds, 3 pounds over the limit, resulting in a cancellation of the bout. Now, why would that cancel? Because we all think that he pulled a DC, and when they had the curtains, he leaned his arm on the curtain to help him lose weight. Not lose weight, but not show the weight. But yeah, so that whole debacle, he issued a statement. I didn't read it, but yeah, fight's canceled, and he's not winning any fans over it. But speaking about somebody who's not winning over any fans, I El Presidente, DJT announced plans for a 100,000 seat stadium in front of the White House for a historical UFC card. I don't know what to say. UFC Dana White is on board. UFC CEO Dana White is on board. Yeah, I don't know what more to say about that sentence. UFC White House event. President DJT announced plans for a 100,000 seat stadium in front of the White House for a historic UFC card planned this summer as part of the America's 250th anniversary. And the Super Bowl is set. We got the Seahawks versus the Patriots. I put on my Instagram and Facebook, which nobody voted. I'll be honest, guys. Social media is not feeling very social right now. I put out a lot of media, but not social. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. You know, we always talk about, like, my nephew James is a huge Carolina Panthers fan. But my brother-in-law, who is willingly still married to my sister, is a huge Patriots fan. So, you know, I'll never root for the Patriots, but I would like to see him win. Shout out to you, Jordan. I will be coming over and we'll be watching the Super Bowl together. Patriots quarterback Drake May, who might win the MVP, missed practice Friday due to an illness and a shoulder injury. A key storyline of New England's offense. So we'll see. We'll really see what happens with that. I think the Seahawks are going to win it. I do. They say the Sea Chickens. We'll see what happens. No pun intended. I'm looking forward to the halftime show. And, you know, and somebody posted this out on the internet too. Stop posting their commercials for the halftime commercials days before or weeks before. You know, the halftime commercials, I think they still are. They're one of the highlights of the Super Bowl. I don't know. Let's talk about, let's ask the co-producer the best Super Bowl halftime commercials. I'm trying to think of, like, what would be, like, really one. Like, you always have. Oh, here's one thing before he gets his results. These Super Bowl commercials, stop with the feels. You know, I don't want to like cry when I watch a Super Bowl commercial because it's so emotional. All-time classics, 1984. A Ridley Scott directed ad that introduced a Macintosh, and changed how Super Bowl ads were made. Hey Kid Catch, Coca-Cola, 1980, Mean Joe Green. He's like, hey Joe, and Joe's like, hey kid, here's a Coke. The What's Up by the Frogs, Bud Light in 2000. Where's the Beef in 1984. Before me, little before Brat, a little BB. But that was everywhere. That old lady, where's the beef? They look at a hamburger, they're like, where's the beef? And another Wendy's plug. The Force, little cute Volkswagen commercial. The kid's dressed up in Darth Vader and goes like this, and his dad's in the house, and they do the power starter thing, and the kid's like, oh, I got magic powers. The E-Tray talking babies. Those always creep me out. Of course, the Budweiser Clydesdales. The Old Spice, the man your man can smell like. And the Chrysler Born on Fire. Yeah. You know, but these commercials, they cost millions to make. And I think they're cute. It's always something. Even if you don't watch the Super Bowl, you watch the commercials. But that is just cute little side quest, you know. One thing I always like is the props, the betting odds. Not the betting odds of who's going to win the Super Bowl, but what color the Gatorade will be. That it's just, I hate when they do this. Oh, sorry. you're going to see a lot of this tonight. Because, like, I'm not going to talk every second for the Rumble. I'm going to relax, enjoy it. I'll be like, hey, whoa, Randy Orton's entering. And, oh, whoa, who got eliminated? I'm not going to talk the whole time. But, yeah, while he does that, I always love... That is not what I want. Child LGBT, come on now. Because sometimes when you use the internet... like child LGBT, it'll be like, tell me Super Bowl commercials. And then on the same chat, it'll be like, tell me props. It's like, oh, I got a prop of a Super Bowl commercial. It's like, I don't want that. But, okay. So here's two. Here's two that I know off the top of my head. So it's in San Francisco this year. And it's like, which attraction or monument are they going to show first? The Golden State Bridge, Golden Gate Bridge, or Alcatraz, which I always want to go to. I would love to go to Alcatraz. Or like, will the announcers mention Patrick Mahomes? But my favorite is always what color the Gatorade is. But yeah. So speaking about that, we do got to talk about something. The Vikings fired their general manager, Queze Adolfo Mansa, after 4 seasons. Why do I bring that up? Because I wanted to pronounce his name. But this is the biggest thing we got to talk about besides the Super Bowl. We're going to talk about the Super Bowl for, it's not till next week. Bill Belichick, the second winningest coach in NFL history, the most playoff wins in history, led the Patriots to 9 Super Bowls, historical career, snubbed from a first ballot Hall of Fame. That's right. The GOAT, the Bill, is snubbed. Didn't get 40 out of the 50, 40 out of... Okay, listen. I'm not a Patriots sympathizer. I'm not. Never going to be, never will be. But that dude doesn't only deserve to be a first ballot Hall of Famer, he deserves his own wing in the Hall of Fame. He's a football coach. He's exactly what you want as a football coach. And the fact that these dork writers didn't let Bill Belichick in the Hall of Fame is hak tua. Sickening. Okay? I didn't make a joke about Bill Belichick on stage. I got a lot of laughs. But, I don't want to sit here all day and look up Bill Belichick's history. Go check it out. But the fact that he 6-time Super Bowl champion, 2-time Super Bowl assistant coach champion, 3-time AP NFL Coach of the Year, most Super Bowl wins as head coach, most Super Bowl appearances. Put him in the Hall of Fame. Stop it. I know with the Baseball Hall of Fame, it's always been like dumb, but NFL, have a little respect to yourself, okay? You're in Ohio, okay? I don't know what that means, but the fact too, I'm pretty sure too, Eli Manning is not a Hall of Famer either. Can you believe this shite? Eli Manning, the more likable Manning brother, is not in the Hall of Fame. And that disgusts me. So, do better. But we're going to talk about the NFL. We're going to talk about the Super Bowl. I'm just trying to get through this show so I can go shower, get ready for the Royal Rumble. I do got to talk about this because I'm kind of, bounded by it now. Athletics and Jacob Wilson extended a contract for a 7-year, $7 million deal. So I'll see him in Vegas soon. And David Robertson retires 17 seasons in the MLB. Played for the Yankees, 17 seasons. That's a lot. That's a good career. And the World Baseball Classic is coming up pretty soon. I'm going to speed run the last few. You know, my Mavericks, my boy Cooper Flagg put up 49 points. Shout out to him. Yes, 49 points. I think in a loss too. I think they lost that game. I think they lost. Yeah, they lost. Oh, they lost it by 2 to the Hornets. So maybe if Cooper Flagg put up 53, we would have won. Come on, guys. Get your shite together. And then they also retired Mark Aguirres' number. Mark Aguirre played for the Mavericks, clearly. And I remember. So I'm a dork. I love NBA 2K. They have this thing where it's like I lied. I'm a liar. I'm not a liar. Where they do like different eras, and I always start off in the earliest era, which is like 1983. But yeah, Mark Aguirre, Mavericks legend, drafted first overall, first pick I think ever by the Dallas Mavericks. I'm pretty sure he is in the Basketball Hall of Fame. 18,000 points, 4,500 rebounds, 3-time All-Star, 2-time NBA champion, none with the Mavericks. Was part of that legendary late 80s, early 90s Detroit Pistons. And now he's a McDonald's All-American. So shout out to him. That's great. Giannis Antetokounmpo, a future Hall of Famer, sidelined 4 to 6 weeks. So, a lot of trade talks, and Giannis, we'll see what happens with him. I think he's going to stay on the Bucks, but you got to look to the future. Giannis is still, he's not too old. Nobody's like, oh, Giannis is old, we should trade him. He's only 31. That's not old. 30, though. So we'll see. The trade deadline is in a few days. NHL, we got to talk about that. Patrick Kane became the all-time leader scorer among U.S.-born NHL player, surpassing Mike Modano with 1,375 career points. Now, here's what's crazy about that. Mike Modano, American former ice, had the most points in NHL history, and I've never heard of him. Not once has that guy crossed my head. First overall in the 1988 draft, so maybe I should do more hockey because he is named one of the greatest hockey players of all time. And yeah, so shout out to Patrick Kane, future Hall of Famer. Pretty sure he was on the Blackhawks for a while. Now he's on the Red Wings. Oh, he was born November 19th, 1988. A few days after Babe. Oh, don't tell her I said that. She's still 22. But yeah, and then the 2027 Navy Federal Credit Union NHL Stadium Series is announced. My Golden Knights will take on the Dallas Stars at AT&T Stadium in 2027. Now, a few miscellaneous things, like I always like to talk about. Did open mic, Wiseguys Comedy Club. Killed it. I did good. I'm not very good at things. I'm not. But comedy, I'm pretty good at. I'm pretty damn good at that. Not gonna lie. Little sad news. Very sad news. Kathleen O'Hara passed away yesterday. If you don't know who she is, go look at her. She is a mom in Home Alone. She was in Beetlejuice, Home Alone 2. Now, here's the thing. Growing up, I used to watch Home Alone, and I'm like, how could you forget a child? Okay? And then I looked at Kathleen O'Hara was 36 when she filmed Home Alone. And as a 37-year-old, I'm like, okay, I understand it now. But yeah, it's sad. She was in Schitt's Creek, The Last of Us. Stop. 2026. Let's not take away the goodies. You know, let's take a, you know, I don't want to say anybody like that or get canceled, but, you know. So rest in peace to her. I know she's now up there with John Candy. And the dad that played in Home Alone. Home Alone is the greatest, it's the greatest Christmas movie of all time. It really is. Macaulay Culkin, Joe Pesci, Daniel Stern. John Hurd was his name. Yeah, oh, man. But that's sad. That's sad. There was also one thing I do want to talk about. I don't like to agree with this guy, but I'm trying to get his government name so I can, hold on. I should have this prepared better. But Robert Ritchie, aka Kid Rock, calls for price cap on resale tickets to protect against gouging. Now, I like his songs. You know, I'm a kid that grew up in the 90s, so ba with the ball, the bang, the bang. I'm jumping the jiggy to the rhythm of the book of the beat. He says, I'm here because hardworking Americans who love music deserve better and artists deserve control over their own work. He slammed the 2010 merger of Live Nation Ticketmaster. He suggested that the merger led to economic foundation that supported artists in the past to crumble. So I gotta say, I don't agree with you politically, but I agree with you very much on that sentiment. So, yeah, that is the show. I had fun. Nobody's up, so just wanted to get this out, produce it. We will be back. Roman, stop. Breaking news. No, stop. We'll be back later. Me and Terrell. We're going to watch the Rumble together. We're going to eat some pepperoni rolls. I'm sure he'll bring over some. I'll tell you this right now. I know Terrell. Excuse me. He's going to bring over a water bottle. He's going to bring over some candy, but not good candy. He brings candy with stupid stipulations. Like, he won't bring over Skittles. He'll bring over, like, sour Skittles. He'll probably come over with some Cheetos. Not regular Cheetos. Spicy Cheetos. But we're going to have a great time. Best friend, you get to meet him. I made jokes about him on stage, too. They get laughs. But, guys, that's it. Enjoy the Rumbles. I'm going to enjoy it. I cannot wait. UFC 325 2. Predictions real quick. Volkanvoski, Benoit Saint Denis, Faziz, Teixeira, and Scalide. Super Bowl. We'll talk more about the Super Bowl. Baseball. Shout out to Mavericks Cooper Flagg. The past. Mark Aguirres getting his banner raised, and Cooper Flagg the future. Patrick Kane, America. Open mics. When I do an open mic, I'll check it out. Rest in peace to Kathleen O'Hara. And Kid Rock, keep rocking those prices down. So, guys, I'm going to get off. I had such a great time. I love you. Well, that's a big commitment, you know. But guys, love yourself. Love each other. Love the Rumble. And love sports. Don't forget, we're also now on Spotify. Forgot to say that. We are on Spotify. I got the first 15 episodes up on Spotify. Check it out. Download it. Share. Guys, please share. Still at 18 subscribers. Follow me, Brat Said That X on Twitter. I'm almost at 1,000. We're doing big things on Twitter. And go check out bodyslam.net for all your Royal Rumble coverage. I also have 2 articles up there. But I'm going to go in the shower. And you guys have a great weekend. We will be back on Groundhog's Day. I think that's Monday. We're back on Monday or Tuesday. I'll figure it out. But guys, take care. And Roman Reigns, Tiffany Stratton. That's what I'm going for. We'll be back later for the Rumble. Bye, guys.